Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the Commonwealth cabin. I'm inside. I started inside today. I didn't do my little Mr. Rogers walk up to the shed that I typically do because it's 8 million degrees outside. I just turned my AC off. I want to talk to you about something. I saw a comment the other day on a video from somebody, and they said, it wasn't my video, and they said, hey, any YouTuber out there that tells people not to do this, they're not a serious reseller. And I completely disagree with it. And I want to talk about that today, and we've got a ton of sales. Well, not as many as I have to. I don't even have to ship anything out today. I can ship it out tomorrow, so I chose. But I have 48 sales on eBay alone, plus a few on other sites, headed out of here for $2,500. But we're going to do half of them today, actually less than half of them today, and some of them tomorrow. Let's take a look. We are going to dive into the topic today, but I'm going to pick a couple items first. This one, I'll tell you what I'm not good at, and that's responding to email questions all the time about specifics about an item. There are so many people that send me messages on eBay. I ask people not to do that, but they do. They're not trying to be mean. They just got to figure out a way to contact me, and they know I'll look at those. This one, I've probably got 10 questions over the last year or more about asking if so-and-so was in this particular, I don't know what you want to call it, yearbook, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Actually, is this even the right one? Hold on a minute. I saw a red one and thought it was that one, but I think it's this one, Paris Island, for this one. Yeah, there you go. Bottom at the same place. And I got it at a house right down the road, and they're asking if so-and-so was in there, and I get that for this one a lot too, and this one. And I'm never at a place where I can go and look, nor do I want to sift through it. But I finally got to it and answered, and the answer is yes. And we got a sale, $25 plus shipping. So to give you a little preview here, the topic today is about promoted listings. And before I get into it a little bit, let me give you a little context here. I've asked this question many, many times. I think it's a serious consideration for a lot of resellers, and they just don't, I don't know if they don't understand the importance of it or the unimportance of it, but it's something that I get asked about all the time. I would say context-wise, I would say half of this audience promotes their listings. And out of that half, 40% or so, well, out of that half, maybe 80% or so promote everything at a standard rate, which is a lot of folks. And I'm here to tell you, if I had to give advice to a new reseller, I would say, no, you do not have to do it. And apparently out there in the reselling world, that's a controversial statement. And I realize that people criticize me, like, oh, he gets viewer sales, you didn't have to promote. But listen, I'm going to tell you a few anecdotal stories and tell you some concrete stories today where I do not think it is an absolute necessity. It's also not going to be me telling you, don't promote, it's totally useless. That's not the point, but I want to dig into the details of this. But I want to dig into this shelf as well. And this is cool. I bought these for $1 a piece. I could not resist at a sale. Starsky and Hutch puzzles right there, and I figured it was well worth it. And I got two of them, Starsky and Hutch. There you go, Starsky there and Hutch there. And those puzzles sold for $24.95. plus shipping. Here is something that I'm not looking forward to shipping at all, but I am glad I sold it. If you watched the Trash Cash podcast, you heard me talk about this last week. Oh, I just made a sale. I normally don't have my phone on in here. People get mad when it chinks. At any rate, it's got a little dust on it, but you don't see these Cypress Garden skis. This is the El Diablo grooved slalom one with this good of graphics in this good of condition. You just don't see it. And Death Pile Picker actually picked this one up in Georgia. He went to go get a drink somewhere or something, came back with it, and he's like, here. I'm like, how much? He's like, just pay me what I paid for it. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, this is a really nice one. I've never picked one up in the wild this nice. And I told him what it was worth, and he still said, take it. I'll never list it. So I did. At any rate, it's what he owes me for buying him 2 entrees every time we go out to eat. This one right here sold for $199.95 plus shipping. It's going to be a bit of a pain to ship, but for that price, well worth it. More context before we get into the topic. I do not promote almost anything. There's a rare item that I will promote. But for the most part, I don't do promoted listings. And people might say, well, you give viewer sales. And I do get viewer sales. There's no doubt about it. Maybe I would promote if I didn't get those sales, but I doubt it. And I'm going to tell you the story of somebody who I'm related to who does not promote at all and absolutely crushes it. It's also going to blow away another myth. I did a video like, hey, I do this much gross and I only work this many hours on reselling. People are like, that's a lie. And when I'm like, okay, there are people out there, and I hope that you folks in the audience who do agree with me can mention some of this stuff in the comments. This is not a video telling people do not promote. This is a video telling people you do not have to promote. But some people, depending on what you sell, you may feel the need to. I try not to list anything under 15 bucks, but occasionally I do. And this is one of those examples because I thought maybe it was worth 15 or so. It wasn't, but it sold this Brickhead's Nutcracker. And it probably would be if it wasn't already open, but the package contents are sealed. It only sold for $10 plus shipping, but I'll take it. Let me do two more real quick. I'm just going to put them up on the screen. This is a Wii Sports Resort, I think it was. Sold very quickly for $25 plus shipping. Priced it right at the market. I probably should have priced it a little bit up. But you know what, I'll take that sale. I was gone for a few days, and for whatever reason, when you go on vacation mode, if you list an item and it sells quickly, it doesn't take in the vacation mode settings, and it needed to be shipped along with this item right here, this Pat Summit autograph, and that sold as well and needed to be shipped. That sold for $30 plus shipping, and of course Jess was watching our dogs, and she was working a little bit in here. I was like, hey, you mind shipping these things? And she did it for us. So she normally doesn't do much with eBay and eBay shipping at all. We do all that, but she does handle the live selling and whatnot and dibbed it. So thank you, Jess. And those two sales went out and they had to be shipped. So there you go. Hey, sold something else. Before I forget this Mercari sale, I'm going to run this one. Then we're going to talk about promoted listings and add on to that with some I think some of you will think is quite interesting here. This was a Mercari sale. And it is a Motu figure. It's Trap Jaw. I think I only have one of those. Yep, there's only one. But this one had the accessories with it, which makes a big, big difference. But I was still pleasantly surprised to see this one sold for 35 bucks over on Mercari. No fees, plus shipping. So let's talk promoted listings. And like I said, I don't promote. And that's not a criticism of anybody who does. And it's just to show people there's different options. And different folks may have to promote depending on what they're selling, depending on what they need the money for and how quick they need the money and all those things. But, you know, I listen to a lot of these podcasts, a lot of these folks out there, and they say, well, you know, somebody will say, well, Kevin doesn't promote. And then they'll say, well, Kevin doesn't need to promote because he's got a social media and whatever. So I thought I would take this opportunity to bring up Uncle Steve Picker. My uncle, a lot of you know him. He appears on some of the Commonwealth Picker videos. He's got a Whatnot show where he sells nothing but golf club stuff, or golf stuff, I should say. Go check him out over there on Whatnot, I suppose. But use my link. Sorry, Uncle Steve. I'm kidding. So I also know a ton of resellers who are amazing resellers who do promote. And they promote standard. They promote at 3% or 5% across the board. Some people pick and choose. I'm not telling anybody what to do here. I am saying that you don't need to promote to succeed. If you're doing all kinds of things right, you don't have to promote to succeed. You may want to increase volume and move things, whatever you want to do, but you don't have to. So here's my example. And this is my uncle, Uncle Steve Picker, okay? So he does not promote anything. Maybe once in a blue moon he might promote an item. And he used to do a little bit of dumpster diving and stuff like that, and maybe some of those maybe need a little bit more. But he doesn't, I would say 99%, you can comment below if you want, Uncle Steve, of his items he does not promote. He just doesn't do it. I asked him these questions in particular because I was getting a bunch of feedback and comments when I said I didn't promote the other day, and I saw some more on social media. So he doesn't gross quite as much as I do, but he has a 40-hour-a-week job. His wife has a 40-hour-a-week job. He also sells on Whatnot, and he's nipping at my heels for a 90-day total. His ASP is nearly double mine, and he makes all that making essentially half the sales that I make. And he does not promote. He does sell majority golf stuff, but he's an everything seller too, so he's got a bunch of other stuff in there. So it is very, very possible to make a ton of sales. I don't even know how many listings he has, but I guarantee you it's far less than me. So his sell-through rate is higher. All kinds of things you can do instead, not even instead of promoting, but you do not have to promote. So if you've got somebody out there, some guru telling you, you have to promote, or you're not a serious reseller unless you promote, that's just not correct. I know plenty of resellers who do not promote at all and make tons of sales. Make more sales than me. Like I said, he's making close to what I'm making on eBay. No viewers, no promotions. Just good, solid picking at low prices of quality ASP items, average sales price for those of you who don't. Oh, that reminds me, when I said Motu, every time I say that, somebody asks, what's Motu? Masters of the Universe, He-Man stuff. And he has a good sell-through rate with that high ASP and great ROI, of course. It is not a necessity. eBay would like you to think sometimes, the way they send you messages, that if you do this, your sales are going to go way up. Now, there's going to be somebody in the comments saying, if I turned off my promotion, I couldn't sell anything. Maybe. But there's a couple things to consider. Let me pick another item and I'll tell you those. Next sale, I just couldn't pass up. It was pretty cheap. They're paperback books at $1 a piece. And there were 8 of them, so even a history teacher like me can do some math and know that that's a couple of bucks. And I figured, you know what? That's a nice little set of Black Stallion paperbacks. They're used, but they're in good shape. And I figured we could get at least 15 for them, and we got 20 plus shipping on those. Now, he also doesn't cross-list. So the way I think of promoted listings is to get more eyeballs on your items. However you can do it, that's a promotion. Whether it's running a sale, or whether it's, hey, putting stuff out there at a great price, whether it's, so the search will get it where the people searching lowest to highest or whatever. Another way to do it is by having good keywords in your title. It's going to draw more people to it because more people are finding it in the search. So there's all kinds of ways to promote your item without paying a dime. Now, cross-listing, you got to pay a dime, okay? I have my link to List Perfectly down there. I don't push it to everybody because it's not right for everybody. But if you're spending, think about the percentage you're spending on it. If you promote it standard and half of your sales are coming from promotions, you're paying a big chunk of change for that. Nothing against it. It might be a good model for you. But there's other ways to promote your items. Using social media is how I do it. Obviously, 20% of my sales are coming from social media. Far more if you count Dibdit and whatnot. But, those income streams aren't nearly as lucrative as this income stream is to me. You might remember me picking up all this vintage Guess. This thing is new old stock Guess. And it's got the Made in USA tag. It even has the tag from wherever the heck it was bought originally. How much was it? We got 20 originally, then 18, then 5 from wherever this place was. And I paid next to nothing for that Guess stuff. I'm going to make a bunch of money on it. This one sold. This one right here sold for way more than I bought well, not way more. I think I paid 50 cents a piece. There were 21 pieces or something like that. Or did I pay $1? Any rate, either way, this one already makes all my money back. All that other Guess stuff is free. So, also didn't use promotion, of course. But that one is pretty cool. Not as cool as some of the other ones, but it still sold for $40. $39.95 for that one, plus shipping. I was looking at an item today. My mom dropped something off. She's like, I bought this for me forever ago, and I just couldn't use it for whatever reason. It was like an oil of Olay or something like that. 2-pack of something. I was like, hey. She's like, you can sell it for me? I was like, okay. So I went to list the thing. I comped it out, and I saw some things listed. And then I saw a few sold, and one of them sold for significantly more money. And I'm like, I wonder if this is a promoted listing. But, I started to look at it a little closer. And it may have been a promoted listing. I don't know. Maybe that helped them sell it. But you know what really sold it when I looked at it like that? Every other picture had a totally different picture on the cover. And theirs was different, with a different background, and it made it stand out. So how do you make your items stand out to people? And promotion is one way to do it. It's forced eyeballs on it. But there are so many other ways to do it. You do not have to promote. I'm telling you, pictures, title, and price of an item are far more important than promoting a listing. That's my opinion, and people can yell at me if you want. But I think you can't provide that low price sometimes with those promoted listings. And I think it hurts in some cases to promote. Because then you got to put them on sale, and you take an offer, and then you got to pay the promoted fees. But, again, at the same time, If your business is volume and storage is an issue and money coming in is an issue, I certainly can see that. I'm not telling people not to do it. I'm just saying people, you don't have to do it. Speaking of storage, one way to save space and storage is to buy boxes that are all pre-folded and whatever. And I've got another shed out there that have boxes that aren't, because I've got that space. A lot of people don't have it. So having an organized shipping station, not having opened recycled boxes everywhere, taking up your space is a big deal. Roy said, I agree. And he bought the Commonwealth Picker shipping table plans over on CommonwealthPicker.com. Thank you, Roy. Every once in a while I have a sale that's like, huh, that stuff's not supposed to sell. A lot of times it doesn't. It sits here forever. But Starbucks mugs are one of those for me. Not always the best sellers, but at $1 a piece, I bought a whole ton of them. And the New Mexico Starbucks mug sold, and it sold a long time. It's been sitting there, $16 plus shipping. You know, I think we on this channel and you guys kind of pride ourselves in having logical discussions about stuff and not getting all dogmatic about reselling. It's just not worth it. But I am curious. I'm going to ask those who do promote out there to tell me, do you up price your item because of the promotion or do you not? Some people say yes, some people say no. So let me know in the comments. Most people I talk to in the reselling biz say yes, they do. And some people even run a sale immediately on every single item. So it looks like folks are getting a deal as well. And I don't do that either, but you know, different strokes for different folks. So this Toy Story sold. This was a viewer sale. So first one of the day. There are 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 viewer sales today, I think. And one of them was a multi one. So we're maybe at 25% viewer sales today as opposed to 20 typical. So again, I know I get those sales, but of the other items I don't promote and they still sold. So let's see here. That went out with something else. Oh, I gotta go inside. Here is the other item in the eBay K. We've been selling these Nike Dry Fit long sleeve shirts for a long time. This is a size small, and we sell the size small a little bit cheaper than we sell the other sizes. So it's like close to 17 bucks, I think. The total thing here, total sale between this and this was $34.90 plus shipping. That's why I said it was a viewer, even though I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure somebody who'd buy these two together is probably a viewer. So Jorge, I'm going to say thank you to you in case you're a viewer, and I think you are. Appreciate it. Let's do an experiment down in the comments here. And if you answer it, I've first put, what do you want to put in here? Put I Dream of Genie. We're giving away 1 month free of my Reseller Genie here if you're interested. And even if you're not, you can answer this question, and I want to have everybody be able to look at the comments. Do you promote? Just write, do I promote? Yes or no. And let's do a secondary one. Do you think you have to promote to succeed on eBay nowadays? And then we'll pick a winner for 1 month free of my Reseller Genie. Thank you to my Reseller Genie for donating those 1 month free for people to try it out without any cost and see if it works for them. So thank you all. Code Commonwealth, 15% off. And as always, there's a link down below, or you can find all the affiliate links over at CommonwealthPicker.com. I am curious to see how you answer it below and see what y'all do. So this is the Blu-ray series of Spartacus, the complete series. So I've never watched that, which for a history teacher might surprise you a little bit. But anyway, that one, somebody told me that Blu-rays are dead and DVDs are dead. And they may be dying, but they're not dead all the time. You find the right ones. This one sold for $24.95 plus shipping, and I paid $1. Here's an item that could be something you could promote that would make sense. It's a long tail type item, but it didn't have too many other items out there selling just like it, so I didn't promote it. But if it would have had 50 of them out there and being a long tail item, I think I would have definitely promoted this one. Or I wouldn't have bought it. And I didn't really want to buy it to begin with, but the guy practically gave it to me, buying an AC Delco water pump, and he's like, just take this one too for the same price. I'm like, okay. And it's just, it's an ice maker. I don't even know the brand or anything. Can't remember what it was, but I bought it, and I'm like, well, we'll see how long it takes to sell. And it only took about a month, so that's not too bad. 40 bucks plus shipping. I think if I did promote, I would probably promote everything at a very low rate, like 3.1% or something like that. But at this point, I don't feel the need for it. And for you cross-listers out there, how many of you don't promote because you cross-list? How many of you cross-list and promote? There's a lot of folks who do that too. I'm a little surprised this one sold. Well, not too much. I usually try not to pick this stuff up, but VTEC phones. I've been having success with phones lately. And this one, VTEC, is not a brand I pick up, but it was in the box and stuff. So I'm like, eh, what the heck. And it sold for $29. This was a free shipper, which we don't do, which tells me that this has been around a long, long time. Nice to make a sale from something that's been hanging around a long time. I can't believe that's a free shipping. Yeah, looking at the picture, this thing's been here for 2 years, y'all. Guaranteed 2 years, which is crazy, which means that it didn't even go through any of my sales. It's probably been marked down 30% 4 times. And then it sold full price when it came off of sale, which that's amazing to me. That stuff hardly ever happens. But also without promotion, also not to a viewer. So that's really cool. So my point in doing this video is not to tell people to not promote or to promote. My point is maybe you shouldn't be listening to people who make those concrete statements like, if you're not promoting, you're not a serious reseller. That just isn't true. Uncle Steve should be evidence of that, and there's a lot of you out there who don't promote, who make a bunch. Matter of fact, if you don't promote at all and you're willing to disclose your 90-day total, tell us below. Sold a Nelson's Study Bible. This is a good one. I knew it would be when I picked it up. It's a study Bible. It's big. It's leather bound. It's got a few issues on it, but I knew it would sell pretty quick. $28.95 plus shipping. So the next batch of sales to go along with Jorge, who I think is a viewer. We've got, who's this? Joseph. Joseph bought a few things. So I'm going to pick these. And I might not give you the individual total here. I could click on it, I suppose. But over $100 worth from a viewer. So that is very, very generous of you. $101.79 plus shipping. And I'll read this before I pull the items. We are a subscriber repeat buyer. Can you please combine shipping on this order? We love your channel and wish you great success. Joe. I got to read this right. My eyes are getting bad. Billy Joe, Desiree, Gavin, and Maddie. Thank y'all very, very much. I have sold 2 Tazas lately. This one sold for $10.95 plus shipping on it. So Tasmanian Devil and a little motorcycle jacket. Taz is always a good seller, but you know, I love selling those. And we sold the Gravedigger, which is a cool one. It's a Revel model. And that one I picked up not too long ago. Sold for $29.99, $28.90, $29.95 plus shipping. Sold a Lego Friends Pop Star. Man, this is a busy shelf today. And that one right there. I bought this with Blue Ridge Mama. That was a fun day. She picked out some good stuff that day. And I picked out some good stuff too. So anyway, that one sold for $19.95 plus shipping. You know, obviously people who promote, they think it's in their best interest, and it might very well be, but I just think of like the gross number of sales, you know, on eBay alone. You know, there's a lot of folks who gross over 100K a year. A lot of folks who do that part-time. Well, I don't know if I'd say a lot. There's some. I mean, obviously, like I just said, my uncle is doing way more than that, and he's not promoting. But, you know, if you're promoting standard, let me know if you're promoting standard out there, and how beneficial do you think it is for you? Because standard promotion, that rate can fluctuate and can get super high. Tell me, I don't promote, so I don't know what it's at right now. Let me know where the standard promotion kind of fluctuates. Because if you're doing 100 grand and that standard promotion on top of the other fees, I mean, that could be 20%. That could be 20 grand in fees or more, probably more, because do they charge you the fee? They charge you the promotion fee for the shipping as well, and the tax. Is that right? Y'all let me know in the comments. I was at a sale a couple weeks back, and I was just, well, not a sale, I was at a bunch of garage sales, and it wasn't the best day in the world, so I was kind of searching around, and I saw this bag, and it had a tag, and I picked it up. Actually, this one doesn't have a tag. I think I picked up a different one. I thought this was a Rachel Ray bag, but it's not. It's Pioneer Woman bag. It's a different one that I was thinking of, but it was, see, the Pioneer Woman. Not the most amazing brand in the world. They sell it at Walmart, for goodness sake, but there's some winners in that brand for sure. This insulated, like, lunch bag thing, that sold for, what did it sell for? $26. And I probably picked it up for just a few bucks, so, and it sold fairly quickly. This video aired a week or so ago on the Picker channel. We didn't get tons of amazing finds at this one, so we had one winner that paid for everything. And we bought a bunch of stuff that I thought maybe would be for live selling on Dibit.com or maybe on whatnot. And turns out a couple of them were good enough for us to list over here. And some of them were good enough and we decided not to anyways, because there's so much stuff. And we've been listing some higher dollar stuff on those live sites too, because we've had so much inventory lately. And that one, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Sold for 15 bucks plus shipping. It's an awkward size, so it'll take 2 record boxes folded different directions to make that one fit, but it should be pretty easy. Just like ashtrays and Tupperware, I have a thing about old towels. I don't know what it is, but I like picking them up, and especially when I can find one that sells. This one did. Not a huge surprise, it's a Joe Camel Towel, which is pretty neat. It's an old one. And it sold pretty quickly, actually, for $19.95 plus shipping. That absolutely amazing, I call it the wrestling sale down in Roanoke, had some other stuff there as well. And one of them was Xena stuff that we bought. There was a bunch. We decided to lot it all up. Can't remember if we did 2 lots or 1, but I'll see if I can grab most of it. There's a few more pieces than what I'm grabbing right here. I'm not going to be able to do that. All right, I got them all over here. This 3 DVDs, 3 seasons, a couple of Hercules and Xena, 1 calendar, and the rest of the magazines. It just blows my mind how the world has changed. You could never sell magazines like this today, in today's world, where you can have all kinds of communities and groups online. But whatever, I'll take it. 70 bucks for those plus shipping. All right, the kids reminded me that I haven't measured them in a long time. 3/3/23. Last time I measured Reagan was 8/8/22. So we figured we'd do that today, but Reagan's going to give you a little thank you from buying stuff from the store. What do you got?
I got April, got a CWP sticker, a blue shirt, a number 3 in a man, and trash cash bag.
Very
and
nice.
Then Kinsey got a We Get Things Moving sticker, and Lou got a trash cash bag, the canvas ones.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll say your saying at the end. All right, Turner. Let's see. 3/3. That's March 2023. Good night almighty. You got no shoes on, do you? All right, we'll get Turner right here. All right, there's Turner. All right, now, Reagan can come over here, but look what somebody sent y'all. Look, Turner. This, what does that say? Tri-Cities Tennessee Picker. Jen and Jason. Look at that. They sent y'all, look at these nice little notepads. Really, really cool. And they sent Turner a joke book. So we'll be using that joke book. He does not have that one. All right, let's see where we're, thank y'all. Let's see where Reagan is. Oh my goodness. Is she cheating?
No.
I think she's cheating.
Nope.
I think she's cheating. I thought you caught her, but you did not. Whoop, that didn't work. You did not catch her. She's got you beat. She's got you beat. There you go.
Just
Look
by
at
a
that.
little.
I can't believe it. I think y'all are cheating. I don't have to test your
We're not
heels.
cheating now.
All right, we'll write these down. Very cool. Thank y'all. And
Bye. And don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
sold another Black Rifle Company grenade mug. $20.95. Is that what it sold for? Yep. Plus shipping. Sold something I thought I was going to give it to my son, but he said he didn't need one, so I sold it anyways. And I only paid $1 for it. I probably wouldn't have bought it to resell, to be honest. Well, I might have. $1 into $10.95 plus shipping. It's pretty easy. I'll take it. There's 2 of them. I'm going to keep for one for myself and then give one to him. And anyway, we still made a little bit of money. Decided I'd do something a little fun with the DivDit site that we have, divdit.com, because I'm paying lower fees over there. And decided I'd do like a deal of the day every video. So here's what I picked out for this one. There are comps for this particular style, the vintage slippers. These have the vintage tag in it from the 1980s. You can see that. 78, 81, it looks like for that one, San Francisco. And I see comps on eBay for like 25-ish to 30, 24 to 30 for these. And these are in great condition. They don't fit me, however. They say size medium, so I'm thinking maybe a 6 or 7 in men's. Maybe a little, you know, kids could fit in them. Or, you know, some women's feet or something like that. At any rate, they're in great shape for a vintage pair of slippers. So we're going to put them over there on DivDit cheaper. We're going to put them out for $15.95. If you're interested, and you can use code Commonwealth over there. And if you do, for an item like this, if you've never bought anything over there before, you can get it for $5 off of that. So you can get it for $10.95 plus shipping. Go check it out. One more item that I want to talk about that I didn't know much about at all. I would have never thought, and I don't know why I would never have thought this, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And somebody posted on the Trash Cash Podcast Facebook group this Oshkosh Bagosh little, I don't know what you want to call them, suspend, I don't know what they are, overalls, I don't know. And I looked up the comp for those things. Those things are going crazy. Oshkosh right now is a great name, and I would have never thought that. How many of y'all knew that? Put it down below. If you didn't, you know now. Just type in Oshkosh. I don't know how you spell it. Bagos, well, whatever. You can figure it out. And go to sold listings. Go to used and filter to highest price first. And you'll look down. There's some amazing, amazing bolos in that category that I didn't know. And I figured I'd pass it on to y'all. Like they passed it on to me. And now I'll be out there hunting for that stuff in kids' clothes, which is probably going to waste my time. But I'm going to find one. It's like that Taylor Swift CD. I'm going to find one, right? Eventually you do find one. I'm still looking for that McDonald's amber ashtray for years. And I did finally get my aluminum Christmas tree last year. So knocking a few things off of those picker bucket lists. So anyway, thank y'all for joining us. And I can't wait to see you next time.